Hello everyone, my name is Thor and welcome back to Anthropology. Thank you for joining me in today's video. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. If you're a new viewer who has never seen my face before and this is your first video, thank you so much for clicking on it. I hope you enjoy your stay enough to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell, do all the things that I know you know how to do. So without further ado, today's video is going to be exciting. It's going to be a travel related video. I'm going to be going through what I did, what I bought, where I went, all the things that happened when I went to Hawaii for my birthday. So this was during my hiatus, so I didn't really vlog very much, but I took a lot of pictures and I jotted a few things down that I wanted to share with you all. If you're looking about going to Honolulu, you've never been before, just what I did, what I enjoyed, what I didn't necessarily enjoy, and just some things that I wish maybe someone told me. So that's what we're in for today. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please keep watching. And let me know your experience with Hawaii down below. Just a little overview of the trip. So we went to Honolulu for 7 days. We stayed exclusively in Honolulu for the entirety of our trip. Honolulu is the main city on the island of Oahu. And I had been to Hawaii a few times before. It was Robin, my partner's, first time going to Hawaii. So I made sure to do quite a few things that anyone who's going to Hawaii for the first time should do. So we flew Air Canada. We booked through Air Canada Vacations. Obviously that's only relevant for Canadians, but we flew directly from Vancouver. It was a fairly seamless flight, and we stayed at the Twin Fin Hotel, which is right at the end of the Waikiki Strip, sort of close to the zoo. So why we picked the Twin Fin? I was looking for a relatively inexpensive or relatively reasonable hotel to stay in, and the Twin Fin had come up as recently remodeled, and also the price was actually like really good. So when we arrived, the person who was checking us in was like, do you want a room upgrade? It's only 25 USD a day. And we're like, you know what, why not? Because we had originally booked a king with a city view, and what we got upgraded to was a partial ocean view with a balcony. So in retrospect, I'm so glad that we did this because we actually got a lot of use out of that balcony. It was so nice to wake up every morning, eat the fresh fruit that we had purchased from the ABC store the night before, and just get our day started with a really nice, relaxing ocean view. So I really am happy that we upgraded to the partial ocean view and the balcony suite as opposed to the city view that we had purchased. When we were there, what we didn't realize, which is honestly kind of funny in retrospect, but it's a really big selling point for the Twin Fin as a resort, they have this thing called beach candy, where if you're familiar with going to the beaches in Honolulu, you have to bring your own things. It's not like at an all-inclusive resort in like Mexico or in like the Caribbean where everything is sort of laid out and you just get to like go. There you have to either rent a chair, which was, honestly, the prices were crazy. This one lady, our first day, she was like, oh, do you want our chair? We booked it for the whole day. And we're like, oh yeah, like why not? She's like, yeah, we paid $80 US for the whole day for these chairs. $80 US is like 120 Canadian dollars per day. That's like almost $1,000 just to rent a seat on the beach. So what this beach candy is if you are staying at the Twin Fin, you can get up to 3 different items. So that includes like 2 chairs, an umbrella, 1 chair, an umbrella, and like a bodyboard, a standing paddle board, anything like that you can rent for free each day, 3 items per room, where you can just go out to the beach. And this was perfect because all we needed was an umbrella to block the sun and 2 chairs. We also got a bodyboard, which was like really fun. So if you're looking at going to Honolulu and you don't know where to stay, and like all the resorts sort of look the same, but you want one that's beachfront, that's not gonna break the bank, but that also has this really nice amenity where you get free beach related equipment, definitely look at the Twin Fin. The service was amazing, so highly, highly recommend it. I'll touch on a little point later when I talk about the weather, but we essentially got our room upgrade for free because on one of the days that we were staying there, it was torrentially raining, torrential downpour. I will say we were staying there from January 3rd to January 10th of 2024. So January is technically the rainy winter season for Hawaii, but it only rained on one day. And during that day, it rained. And when it was raining, it took out the elevators, like all the elevators. And we were staying on the 23rd floor. So we were like, okay, we have to, like, how are we gonna get up to our room? When we were checking out, and this only happened once, but we had to take the service elevator to go up to our room, and we had to take it coming down. But essentially, because of the inconvenience of this one day, they gave us our whole room upgrade for free, which was honestly amazing. So glad that that worked out. That was our stay at the Twin Fin. It was really great. We didn't use the pool at all, which is kind of funny actually, but we were in the ocean all day. We were little fish. And they have this restaurant, which I'll transition to now. So the food in Hawaii was amazing. In Honolulu, it was great. The amount of restaurants that are there is sort of like a Las Vegas, Miami Beach, but like really scaled down on a tropical island for those that have never been there. So the food in Honolulu was absolutely incredible. Our first day we ate at the Tiki Bar and Grill, which is a bar and grill that is located at the Twin Fin Hotel. We got the guava glazed short ribs, I think is what they were called. Robin got some coconut chicken, and we also got coconut prawns because, like, obviously. It was so delicious. Everything we ate in Honolulu was incredible. The prices were to boot, you know, you paid for it, but it was really good. That was a great place to go. For dinner that night, we didn't have any reservations booked because it was like our first day. So we had just walked around the strip and we found ourselves at the Royal Hawaiian. I think it's called like the food court or food, I don't know. It's called something around food, but it's like this large food court at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, and we ended up getting a poke bowl, which was really nice. They had pineapple and obviously all the fixings that poke bowl has, because obviously poke is from Hawaii. So it was very good, and since we had a mini fridge at our hotel, we just brought it back to the hotel, ate it on the balcony, and then went to bed. The next day, so the day after we had arrived, was actually my birthday. For those that don't know, I'm a Capricorn, and we had basically spent the whole day at the beach. Since our hotel was a bit further away from Waikiki Beach, and Waikiki Beach is very, very busy, we spent most of our time at Queens Beach or Kapiolani Beach, which is the beach sort of on the other side. It's right across from the zoo. And we preferred this beach significantly to Waikiki Beach. Our first day we went to Waikiki Beach just because I was like, I wanted to show Robin, but it was very busy, lots of families, lots of kids, lots of surfers, you know, quite rough. So what wasn't included from Beach Candy was actually a snorkel set. They were selling them for $15 a day, I believe, to rent. And we just went to Long's in the ABC store, which are like the drugstores in Honolulu, and you can purchase the snorkel sets for between like $9 and $12. And we saw so many different types of fish. We saw a bunch of like tangs, a bunch of sea urchins, a bunch of like sea slugs, like literally you name it, we saw it. We also saw 3 different types of jellyfish, and they all found their way to Robin. Winter is jellyfish season for Hawaii. There's lots of different jellyfish. So we saw like a box jellyfish. We saw one that was like, I think it's called like a moon jellyfish. And then we saw another one, which I can't remember at this time, but lots of jellyfish, lots of wildlife at Kapiolani Beach. On a side note, this is where we also had an encounter with one of the Hawaiian monk seals. So on our very last day, I'm skipping here, but on our very last day, a seal was coming up to the shore. Robin was in the water and it literally swam like right next to him, parked itself on the beach, and then obviously a lot of people came around, but they're super endangered, so you can't really go near them. You have to stay between 10 and 15 feet away, because I think there's like 1,400 of them left in the wild, so they're like critically endangered. But it was really beautiful to see, and definitely would recommend Queens Beach or Kapiolani's Beach for those looking for more like snorkeling, less surfing, and more like wildlife interaction. For dinner that day, we went to Arancino di Mare, which is a Italian restaurant at the Marriott Hotel, which is the hotel adjacent to the Twin Fin. I had booked all of the restaurants that we ate in advance on Open Table, and I recommend doing this, you know, when you're traveling, so then you're A, not looking for a restaurant, and B, not scrambling to get a seat somewhere. And you can also have better pick of the litter, you know, so then you don't have to fall into like a tourist trap somewhere. So I wanted Italian food for my birthday. When we got there, we got some Mai Tais. The Mai Tais in Hawaii and the drinks in general are saturated in America, or in Hawaii at least, definitely compared to Vancouver. In Vancouver, it is water compared to what we were drinking in Hawaii. They were doubles, triples just from like the get-go. So I was down in these Mai Tais. They were so saturated brown rum, saturated pineapple juice. Like, they were delicious, but they were strong. So I got a Mai Tai, had a spaghetti bolognese. Robin had some like creamy pasta, I believe. And we also had a salad and tiramisu for dessert. So it was really good, nice Italian food, right with a view of the beach. So on day 3, we did more of the same. We did a bit of shopping around. On the next day, for food, we ended up getting quite a few acai bowls. I really liked the acai bowls in Hawaii. They were delicious, like smoothie bowls with banana and granola and berries. They were just so good, so fresh, so flavorful. And for dinner, this one might have been my favorite dinner that we had there, and it was very unassuming. We ate at the Tommy Bahama restaurant, which is a restaurant above the Tommy Bahama store at the end of the Waikiki Strip. It was delicious. We got there just in time for happy hour, so we started off with some Mai Tais, of course, coconut shrimp, of course. For dinner, Robin got some mahi mahi, which looked really, really good. It was like macadamia nut encrusted. For myself, I got a sort of seafood, ricey, stir-fry curry thing. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it was really good as well. For dessert, the waitress had found out that it was like recently my birthday. We had also just got engaged, so she brought us some of their famous like coconut cake, and it was amazing. Very unassuming as a restaurant. It was quite pricey, honestly, but it was very, very good, and I would highly recommend going to a Tommy Bahama restaurant again, like if you're looking for a really nice experience. And then obviously we were tipsy, so we did a little shopping after. But the Tommy Bahama restaurant was amazing. Really amazing service, really amazing food, drinks, like everything. It was probably the best meal that we had overall. After that, we wanted to do a little bit fancy, so we went to Orchids at Halekulani. The Halekulani resort is a beautiful, beautiful resort towards the end of the strip, and they have this really nice restaurant called Orchids. You can go there for breakfast, but we went there for dinner. It's got beautiful orchids around, it's very open, and we went just at sunset, so as the sun was setting on the ocean. It was like the most beautiful lighting ever. For food, they were bringing us a lot of like things from the chef, which I actually like really liked, like little like tasters. We started off with a salad, which was classic. It was very good. And then I had a mussel risotto, which was delicious. The portion sizes were a bit small, but that's like fancy food. And then Robin had beef cheeks and something. I'll insert a picture. It was amazing. But the star of the dinner was this tropical white chocolate, pineapple, passion fruit, very fancy French dessert, which was absolutely incredible. It was so delicious. I was like, I don't even know what I'm eating, but I love it. It was delicious. It looked beautiful. So definitely recommend that restaurant if you're looking for something a bit fancier, a bit more fine dining. We didn't drink very much that night because we drank the night before. So we got this like smoothie type drink from their non-alcoholic menu, and it was really delicious. Day 5. So on day 5, this was the day that we did an excursion. I'll talk about the excursion a bit later, but right now as for restaurants, we ate at the restaurant Deck. So this one is at, I believe it's called the Princess Kapiolani Hotel, and it is right on the other side of our hotel, but more so facing Diamond Head. So it has a beautiful view of Diamond Head, and the food was really good. It was more like Americana infused food. I got some chicken thing, which was like very good. Robin got a burger. We started off with a quinoa salad, which was actually really good. Classic Mai Tai for drinks. And then for dessert, we actually didn't get anything there. I also forgot to mention on my birthday, we had gone for breakfast at this place called Cheeseburgers. I think that's what it was called. It was like basically like these like 2 California ladies who like came to Honolulu and they like couldn't find a cheeseburger, so they created this restaurant for a cheeseburger. Massive portions, absolutely massive portions. Not overly expensive, but I got like a breakfast burrito. It was really good, and also a flight of mimosas. Since it was my birthday, I was like, yeah, let's get a flight of mimosas. And in my head, I think they were good. I thought they were bringing like 4 mimosas. No, they brought 4 different types of juice and then a full bottle of sparkling wine, and I was like, oh my god. And Robin's not a huge drinker, so I like low-key had to drink this whole thing by myself, and I was like drunk by like 10 in the morning, which was, you know, it was my birthday, so it doesn't really matter. But that's one thing. If you're looking for more of like a sit-down breakfast, that is a good place to go. But the I think my favorite breakfasts were more the acai bowls, if I'm gonna be honest. Deck was a really nice restaurant, more Americana style, but I really liked the view, and if you go before sunset, it's very pretty. On our 6th day, we went to Duke's. So Duke's is a very famous restaurant. It's, my gosh, I can't remember what hotel it's in, but it's basically named after this guy named Duke, and he was like a world famous surfer, and he basically brought surfing to like the world. And this restaurant, it's a long wait to get into. So when we had originally gone, my mom was like, you have to go, you have to go, you have to make a reservation early in advance. So we had gone, and they were like, yeah, we normally have booked like 4 weeks in advance, but we managed to get one spot the day before we were about to leave. And what did we get? They have an all-inclusive sort of salad bar, which you can get at the beginning of your meal. You have to pay for it, obviously, in addition to what you're ordering. But it was very good. For food, but the food at Duke's was actually quite good. The Mai Tai was amazing. It came in like this little tiki mug. It was so cute. I honestly wanted to like take the tiki mug home with me, but like I couldn't. But the food at Duke's was really good. I feel like it was a bit overhyped just like in general, to be honest. Like I feel like everyone was like going crazy for it, but I was like, I don't know, I feel like there are some other restaurants that are better personally, but the vibes were great. The vibes were like immaculate. It was kind of stormy that day, so they had the shutters pulled down, but when they're not pulled down, you have an amazing view of the ocean and a nice ocean breeze. So maybe on like a better day, it would have been better vibes. But yeah, we did go to Duke's. It was great. It was fun. And then on our last day, we wanted to have more of like an Asian style day because obviously there's a huge Japanese influence in Honolulu, which is kind of ironic given Pearl Harbor, but anyways, there's a lot of like sushi, a lot of like ramen places. So we went for a ramen place for lunch. I'll insert it here. I can't remember the name, but it was really good. Very, very good food. And then for dinner, we went to Marimoto Asia, Waikiki, which is an Asian style restaurant. We got fried rice, garlic prawns. I think it was like some type of chicken. I'll insert a picture here. But the main star of the show was the dessert. The dessert basically came out, it was like chocolate explosion, chocolate extravaganza palooza. It was this chocolate dessert that came with covered in harder chocolate, and then they lit this like fire liquor on top and poured it on top, and the whole thing like melted. It was great. It was, honestly, Robin said it may have been the best dessert he's ever had. It was really good. The Asian food in Honolulu was amazing. There's obviously a lot of things that we didn't get to try, but I feel like we ate really well for the duration of our trip. Now, let me talk a little bit about the shopping, because the shopping in Hawaii is amazing. Okay, so the shopping in Hawaii is amazing for a few reasons. The first reason is taxes. Hawaii operates a bit differently from the mainland of the United States, in which their tax system is significantly lower. It's around like 4%, I believe. And for a lot of the luxury brands, they are classified as APAC or Asia Pacific. So they are not a part of the North America buy. So a lot of the colors are different. A lot of the pricing is a bit different. It's more in line with like what's going on in Japan, China, all of that. And it's more catered towards an Asian market. So I had a lot of fun in Hawaii. There were so many things that I wanted to get, but that I couldn't. The first one was I wanted a little bracelet. I wanted something that was like very Hawaii. So we got this plumeria flower bracelet. It is 14 karat yellow, white, and rose gold from a place called Aquila Jewelry. And this is on the main Waikiki strip. There were these two ladies there that were helping. They were a lot. To be honest, they were a lot. They were really singing for their supper. But they were having 40% off. So this bracelet was originally around 700 USD or something like that. It was down to 400 and something, and then Robin split it with me for my birthday. So it's a really beautiful bracelet. I love wearing it, especially with my rose gold ring. I feel like it really ties it all together. And it's beautiful. It's like matte and sparkly, or matte and shiny at the same time. So loving this. They also had matching rings, matching like necklace. They had a lot. So I would definitely recommend there. There's a lot of jewelry stores on that strip, to be honest, but I really liked Aquila for like the pricing and for the types of designs that they have. This bracelet also comes in 2 sizes. This is the smallest size. It fits like perfectly right on my wrist. Then we did most of our shopping at the Ala Moana Center. The Ala Moana Mall, amazing mall. Beautiful mall, amazing. Lots of beautiful stores, honestly. But the first stop was Coach, and I've gone on about these things literally since I came back to YouTube, but these brought me back, so thank these things, y'all. So the Coach at Ala Moana, great sale, really nice people as well. Picked this up. I've talked about this enough on the channel. I have quite a few videos on it now, but my Coach Hitch 13 backpack in yellow. It was on sale. And it was so cute. And this color was Asia specific, so couldn't find it anywhere else except for Hawaii and Asia. And also the Lil Nas Relaxed Cat t-shirt, which was honestly a really good buy. I love wearing this. It's so comfortable. It's very stretchy, but it's also like really cute with the 2 cats. Like, who doesn't love that? Next is from a Hawaii local brand, and Hawaii specific brand. You can only buy this brand in Hawaii, Tory Richard. Now, obviously Hawaii is known for like the Hawaiian shirts, and I wanted one that was, you know, it had represented. I had seen this fish when I was snorkeling. It's the same fish in Finding Nemo. And we were walking around Neiman Marcus because Robin got a shirt there. And I had seen this shirt in a different colorway. So it was like white or yellow and black fish on a yellow, or was it on like a white backdrop? It was really nice, but the size, I'm a petite person, so I need like an extra small, and they didn't have any extra smalls there, so I had to go to the Tory Richards store, where the salesperson was really nice, and I ended up finding this shirt in an extra small. It is non-iron, it is very comfy, very stretchy. They have quite a few stores around Honolulu, so if you're looking for like the Hawaiian shirts, definitely go to Tory Richard because they have really beautiful stuff. They have beautiful stuff for women as well. Very like beachy, very like cruisy. And I get a lot of compliments on this shirt because in some lights it makes it look green, but it's actually navy. But I guess like with all like the fish and everything is a bit of an optical illusion. So I really liked that store. I wish I could have shopped way more in Hawaii, take advantage of the sales, of the taxes, but obviously, you know, money is not infinite. But the shopping in Hawaii was amazing. I also just want to touch on one other thing. While we were at Ala Moana, obviously we ate lunch there. It was raining that day, and so we spent the whole day there basically. But we ate at the Lahaina chicken Lahaina chicken restaurant or something. Huge portions, literally amazing. $15 for a whole whack of food. Obviously, Lahaina was the town that burned down on Maui, which is tragic, but the Lahaina Chicken Company are really good food. So I definitely recommend going there if you are hungry and you want something that you maybe can't get anywhere else, because obviously there's always like the staples, like a McDonald's, like a KFC, all of that, but who wants that? If you're traveling, get something local. So that's my one touch there. The other thing that I wanted to touch on is the excursions that you can do. Obviously, there's a lot of excursions that you can do in Hawaii. It's a place for tourism. They have, obviously it shouldn't be a place for tourism, but it has become a place for tourism. And we wanted to do at least one excursion when we were there. I love to do, like if it's an island, I like to do an island tour or like a regional tour just so we can see what we're doing. So on Expedia, I booked the North Shore Circle Island Tour and Turtle Snorkeling Adventure or something like that. I'll link it down below if it's still available. But essentially they picked us up. We went to all like the main places like the Blowhole. You're very cool. We did see it, you know, guys are up. And drive through all looking at like the different mountains. The mountain ranges in Hawaii are beautiful. They're so intense. Literally, they're huge and they're so like in your face. We learned all about Hawaii's history, how it was illegally annexed by the American military, basically. And if you're familiar with this channel, then you know how I feel about the military. I'm not really like super into all that, but I did love the tour that we took. Our tour guide was really nice. We ate lunch at this kind of like this like shrimp farm, I guess. It was really good. Very relatively inexpensive for what you get. But the main star of the show was the turtle viewing. So we had ended up at this place in the North Shore where it was like a turtle feeding station, and the green Hawaiian turtles are super endangered. You can't really get close to them either. And this place is basically where the rocks grow quite shallow, and then there's a lot of seaweed that grows on top of the rocks. So the turtles come and they eat the seaweed. So it's a great place to go to view the turtles in the water. When we had all arrived, it was like super exciting. We get there and we're in the water, and a turtle literally came, swooped right up near me and around. It was a beautiful experience. I'll insert a picture here because I brought 3 film cameras, 2 out of water, 1 underwater. The underwater one sort of half worked, but the other ones, they produced beautiful film pictures. It was so beautiful to see turtles. We saw 3 turtles in total. They were just massive. They were so peaceful, so serene. I really enjoyed it. To be honest, the snorkeling that we did right off of our hotel at Kapiolani Beach was much better than the snorkeling that we paid for, but obviously we got to see turtles, which was like the main point of the show. Also in January seems to be the time when baby whales are around, so we saw on our way to the turtle feeding station, we saw quite a few areas where you could see the spouts of air coming out from where the whales were like blowing or like breathing, I guess. So that's another thing where in January seems like the wildlife is abundant in Hawaii. After that, we had driven around to also go to a macadamia nut farm. We didn't really do much at the farm other than go to the gift shop and buy some macadamia nuts. And then we went to the Dole Plantation, which is a pineapple plantation, obviously owned by Dole, who makes a lot of pineapple juices and fruit-related things. It was really interesting to learn on the tour that neither macadamia nuts or pineapples are indigenous to Hawaii, but that they were brought in and they grow better in Hawaii than anywhere else due to the volcanic soil. I was like, oh my God, I've been lied to this whole time. I thought pineapples and macadamia nuts like were Hawaiian, but it's like giving the same thing as like a California roll, which is actually founded in Vancouver of all places to like make a sushi roll. So perception and reality are 2 different things, but I did really find it interesting that neither pineapples or macadamia nuts are indigenous to Hawaii. They were just brought in as crops to grow on the soil. Now, there are a few other things which you can obviously see in Hawaii, which we didn't get to, but one that we did see was Iolani Palace, which is the only palace on American soil. It was the palace where the queen and the king, obviously the royal family of Hawaii, lived before they were overthrown. Now it's a museum where you can see sort of the history of Hawaii. When we were there, we saw it towards the last part of our trip, and it was closed, unfortunately, so we could only see the outside, but it was very pretty nonetheless. There's the Pearl Harbor. I have no interest in seeing a military base or seeing a sunken ship, but for those that are interested, it's there. Also, one thing that I wanted to do was a catamaran tour because it's really pretty. You can go out and then see the island from the water. You can go snorkeling deeper out, see whales and all of that. So that's something that I would do next time, as well as like a catamaran tour. In terms of just our day-to-day, we did a lot of stops at the ABC store. The ABC store is the best freaking store ever, I gotta say. They had them on every single corner. It was kind of crazy, actually. I don't know how they all stay in business and how they're all like functioning, but maybe it's money laundering, either way. But lots of fresh fruits, lots of like really cheap like sunscreens and stuff like that. Like really good place to just get your essentials before you and like keep them at the hotel. We often ate breakfast just at the hotel from the fruit and from the stuff that we had purchased from the ABC store because it can really add up quite quickly. We spend a lot of money on food, so any way you can sort of save here and there, it's a really good way to do so. We also didn't really do any learned surfing. Robin and I are not big surfers, but I kind of wish we did in retrospect, like at least like go out there once on a surfboard because you can rent them. I know like obviously Waikiki is like surf central, but we did see all the surfers go out. But I'm a snorkeler. I love seeing underwater as opposed to above the water. And we also went to the aquarium, the Waikiki Aquarium. This was on the day that it was raining, so the same day that we went to the Ala Moana Center. We went in the morning. It was only like $13 or something. It wasn't very expensive. We went after we had breakfast at Denny's, classic American. And it was a beautiful aquarium. They didn't have that much though. Like a lot of their exhibits were closed, so it was kind of like, But the aquariums were really nice to see because it was nice to see like the fish in like a well-lit setting as opposed to the wild setting that I was seeing them in. Like the lighting was different, so I was like, oh my God, I saw that. But yeah, that was basically it. We just mostly sat on the beach and read books and went snorkeling, and that's basically what we did every single day. And I loved it. Hawaii is a beautiful place. Obviously, it's a bit contentious with the indigenous people there not really wanting a lot of tourism. However, it's like their economy is based primarily off of tourism and the military. So it's like, I don't know, how do you uncouple all of that? But I love Hawaii. It was a beautiful trip. We had such an amazing time. It was such a really nice way to spend my birthday. I really want to go back and explore the other islands because all the other times that I've been to Hawaii, it's always been to Honolulu. I've never been to like Maui or Kauai or Molokai or any of like the big island even. Like I've never really explored outside of Oahu, but loved it, loved it, loved it. Let me know what you do in Honolulu or in Hawaii. Let me know where you stay. Let me know where you eat. Give me all of your recommendations for when we go back. So that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I may have inspired some of you if you're planning on going to Hawaii and don't know where to start. I hope I gave you some ideas. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.